So hi there everybody, my name's Luke Wade and I'm the art director for Excalibur. I hope you enjoyed that little preview, and in this video I'm going to be explaining how we bring damage VFX to Excalibur. It's worth mentioning, of course, this is all work in progress, nothing is final. So with that out of the way, let's begin. So first things first, ignore this mesh. It is by no standards representative of any final in-game quality. In fact, there are holes everywhere, so we can ignore those. What I will do as well is just take off the height fog. There's something I've been playing with for when the ship gets really damaged. So I've been working on the prop manager, and in Excalibur, a prop is anything that needs to be interactable. It's anything that contains any sort of behavior. Anything that needs to spark, or anything that needs to produce a sound, or anything that in any way does something in the interior mode. If it doesn't do anything, then it's just a static mesh. So the prop manager, to sum it up, is basically the blueprint that handles functionality in the interior part of the game. So in its current state, the prop manager can receive outside events and then trigger its own events based on those. So in this particular instance, what you're seeing here is the prop manager receiving a ship hit event. So the game's telling it a torpedo has just hit the ship, and then it is intelligently selecting some map objects from an array and applying some behavior to it. So sometimes it will choose to emit a particle effect like sparks or steam, and sometimes consoles might just flicker. It's different every time. You have some choices here. So these three tick boxes are pretty important. A replicatable particle basically means it isn't removed from the array after it's triggered. So that means that when something sparks, it means that's because it's blown up and it's no longer usable. So with this particular item here, this back wall, once we trigger the particle effects, so i.e. once it sparks, once there's an explosion, we don't want that to then be re-triggered because it's dead, it's broken, it no longer works. So we want that unticked. It is unticked by default. Replicatable particles are for things like this spark emitter here. You can see this box is ticked. It basically means it's not removed from the array, so it can be re-triggered. It's something that can happen continuously, potentially, forever. By contrast, this console here can't be killed, which means that this will only ever flicker. So if I go into the game, because this rear console cannot be killed, it will only ever flicker. It will never actually turn off. It will never spark. We never trigger any of the physics impulses or anything like that. There we go, and we could go on. That's so much fun. We could go on forever. This will never die. If I set this to can be killed, this means that when this item is picked in the array, there is a 50% chance that the blueprint will say, okay, yeah, let's kill it. So there we go, so it's died. So as well as those options, we have a couple of sliders here for the moment. One is light intensity, which is of course the light intensity, and the other is the emission intensity, which is affecting the emission value of the shader. As well as all that, we've been working on our alert light system. We have a alert light manager, and this is where our logic sits. This is where all the maths is done, and what happens is when we trigger an alert, we basically set some variables up, set some booleans here, and then we do some stuff, basically. So I'll show you what that looks like. So obviously we have red alert. We also have yellow alert, of course green alert, and finally, for now, I've implemented blue alert as well. So that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe not to miss any future update videos. And yeah, I reckon we should go out with a bang. So I'll see you in the next one. Cool. I think my audio driver crashed. Well, that's a potential bug. Still looks good though.